Hey guys, this is Sky. Hi. So today I'm super excited. I'm gonna be traveling to Yukon, Oklahoma City, to not only see my sister, but I'm also gonna be going to the Oklahoma City bombing memorial. Um, I hope that true Oklahomans know what the hell happened. But for those that don't know, um, on April 19th, 1995, um, a bomb went off in Oklahoma City. And the terrorists, I'm vlogging. Mommy's going with me.
Yay!
But there was two terrorists. Um, they had an issue with the government, something like that, and they decided they wanted to take out an entire building full of people that's just going to work and or in this building there was a daycare, so there's children there, and end up taking out this building. Um, the terrorists' names were Timothy McVeigh, I think I'm saying that right, and Terry Nichols. They decided to bomb one of the government owned buildings in Oklahoma City, killing 160 people. I've already been to this memorial twice, but it's been years. So I'm super excited to go again. And this time I'm going to vlog it. And I don't know if I can vlog in the museum, but I know I can vlog for sure where the memorial is. So I plan to do that today. So I'm kind of excited. I I've been wanting to go for a while now, so super excited about it. This was the deadliest, like before 9/11 happened, this was the deadliest bombing, that terrorist bombing to ever happen in America. And then 9/11 happened, unfortunately. But it's just really sad that, this happened. And people like literally was just going to work and um, was not expecting it to be their last day, especially those kids. I can't imagine. Um, it just sucks that it happened. So right now we're gonna go to the store to get something to eat because we haven't ate yet. Oh, got me mommy's car today. A red Corolla. She always makes me drive. Anytime when it's me and her in the car, I drive. Always. It's very rare to ever find me in the passenger seat. Doors. Taking her sweet time.
All the time you was putting it in. I'm ready. Are you?
What? We made it to Oklahoma City! Yay! Like 3,000 years later, so it's okay. Yay! There's bees by the door, so Mommy, you good? You go first. You go first. Okay. Okay. It's my turn. On your mark. Get set. Go.
No, it was going up on her. Oh. She was complaining about it. I had that turned off. I didn't bring it. I got multiple pairs of sunglasses in here. Mama got them.
Get some clues.
There's one. There's one. There's one.
We come here to remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those changed forever. May all who leave here know the impact of violence. May this memorial offer comfort, strength, peace, hope, and serenity. That's nice. Look at this. Friday news! I'm so excited! Are you guys excited? Woo!
Yeah, I'm in the wheelchair.
She's
talking about I'm in the wheelchair.
Can you just think positive? Jeez. A day like no other. Like any other.
As you walk through
Sorry.
our residence, the journey will challenge you. We ask that you think about what you can do.
I'm
How
gonna
you
keep
can help
walking.
make your world
Absolutely incredible. The side of the federal building has been blown off, Jesse.
About a third of the building has been blown away. And you can see just smoke and debris and fire on the ground, downtown on the ground. It's just devastating.
It looks like a war zone down here. It's just incredible.
I'm going to go back and tell them the people who were missing who they were.
In my heart, I knew I would never see the girls that were helping in my office in the meeting that morning. I just knew that.
Like so many others, Rebecca Anderson, a licensed practical nurse, rushes to the scene to help the rescue efforts. She helps 2 people out of the building and returns to search for more. While inside the building, this time she suffers a head injury, stumbles out into the street, and collapses. Anderson is taken to the university hospital where doctors successfully release pressure to her brain and stabilize her. After simple signs, her condition worsens, and 4 days after the bombing, she dies. In trying to save others, Rebecca Anderson, 37 years old, loses her life. Of the hundreds to respond, she is the only one who dies trying to help. Her family honors her wishes and agrees to donate her heart and kidneys to patients awaiting transplants. Newsweek names her one of its top 5 heroes in 1995.
You see something great.
I was basically about 15 feet away from the pit where it dropped off, where the 9 floors were pancaked into within an inch of each other, and it was an experience that I will never forget in my life. When it hit, of course I had no idea of what was happening. When it hit, it felt like a ton of bricks had just hit me in the center of my head, and instantaneously it felt like volts of electricity just started at the tips of my toes and just coursed through my whole body, and I could feel my hands in the air and my body just vibrating. And at that moment I had lost my sight. I couldn't see anything. There was complete darkness, and I could just hear myself screaming. I couldn't see anything, but I could just hear myself screaming, and I could just feel my body collapse. It felt like a ton of bricks had just hit me in the center of my head.
I will never, I can't even imagine that this experience, like, this was the year before I was born, and so I can't even imagine this building right here. That's the building we're in right now. It was right across the street, and you will see when we get outside where that building is where the memorial is, and it's just so touching. Hopefully one day I'll be able to travel to New York and look at the 9/11 memorial. Because before 9/11 happened, this was considered the most deadliest bombing in America. And then 9/11 happened. Passes from the people that, like, literally they thought they all just was going to work, and there was a daycare in the building for, you know, parents that, you know, that don't have babysitters.
And he bent over and said something.
There was 21 kids that checked in that daycare that day. Ooh, that's new. I don't think I recall seeing that last time. I'm gonna check that out. I am so glad they gave me access to record in here, because I was scared that they might not let me. But look at that. There was people in there. Like, can I touch it? Oh, that is so interesting. They're like little peoples.
More firemen came in, and they started bringing in the equipment with them.
Early on, law enforcement and rescue personnel both worked extremely well together in focusing on taking care of injured people who were trapped.
We got on top of the incident management system very quickly. Police chief was there, fire chief was there, representatives from the FBI, ATF, DEA.
Like that. And it fell straight down. It hits like that and fractures and comes down and everything. Cascades, the slabs come down, cascade.
The actual rubble pile size was around 7,000 square feet of rubble.
Wow.
55,000 square feet of office space collapsed into 7,000 square feet of rubble.
It looked like an office building that had been put in a giant vegetable processor and then just spit back out.
The pancake area, the average size of the average floor was packed, I measured so I would never forget, was a distance between the palm of my hand and my elbow.
So you could go in there and not have any reference point to where you were.
Everything in that floor would be in that distance, including the people.
Families of these victims,
Let me hug my son one last time.
you know, a lot of them were injured and survived, but 160 of them, you know,
Thinking about
went to work or went to daycare that day, and their families knowing they're in that building, and they're waiting to hear that their family members, their loved ones are okay, only to be told, you know, they're not, you know. I can imagine. The longer we go without hearing from her, the scarier it gets. That's what I was talking about. Like, you know, a loved one went into that building that morning, and then you hear about it, the bombing. I can only imagine, like.
FBI agents arrived, questioned him for hours, and arrested him early the next day.
He wasn't from here. Very few people knew him. And I think that's what bothered people a lot. I felt that to do such a thing, I mean, surely he would stand out. And that was the scary thing.
It's just so sad. Like, my heart is honestly heavy.
Every item in that building was dangerous, whether it be the integrity of the structure, the concrete. The structure had debris hanging off of it over our head, but we were moving it as carefully as possible survivors.
It was very painful to hear that she is in a better place. I know that. I believe that. But it was too fresh and too new. And I couldn't deal with that. So they arrested McVeigh for, well, they pulled him over and arrested him because he had no license plate on his car, and I think they found a gun, and then they finally made connections that he was part of the bombing, and they found Nichols. Found out that he lives in Kansas, so you can't really see it. But these are. This is a. This is a. What do you call this? I think this is like a receipt. Oh no, this is a ticket. It's right in front of me. Oh my God, it's a ticket. And this is the motel registration. April 19th, 75 minutes after the bombing, Oklahoma Highway Patrol Trooper Charlie Hinger notices a car with no license plate traveling north on Interstate 35. Hinger stops the car and becomes suspicious of the driver Timothy McVeigh because McVeigh is carrying a concealed .45 caliber handgun. Hinger arrests McVeigh for motor vehicle and weapons offenses and checks the National Crime Information Center for any outstanding warrants. He takes McVeigh to jail in Perry. I'm gonna show you guys. This is new. I've never seen this before. Oh my gosh. This is the car? This is the car.
Were associated with this vehicle.
So the work was non-stop.
He didn't have a tag. That's why he got pulled over.
And as everybody was working through that investigative piece, Ryder trucks, everything became key because no one knows this is a terrorist, domestic terrorist group. Are there going to be other incidents?
He got pulled over for a missing license plate and having an unregistered weapon. And it turns out he was part of the bombing. Oh, he had a knife too.
trunk of his car, he says, my weapon is loaded. And so I nudged him with the barrel of my weapon off the back of his head. I said, so is mine. Spread him out on the trunk, open his jack's back, and see the Glock. So I remove it, throw it to the shoulder, reload. I have a magazine for that weapon, throw it to the shoulder. He says, I also have a knife in the scabbard under my jacket.
Oh my God.
Take it out, throw it to the shoulder, and then handcuff him, put him in the front seat of my car and seat belt.
Do not bury the crime in glitter. So, Timothy McVeigh, when they were all convicted, he got injected, and he was put to death. While Terry Nichols, he's sentenced to life in prison in 2004. His fingerprints. There's Timothy's fingerprints over there. This is how long it took to get 168 counts. The dates are right there. And there's an unidentified limb, a left leg, that they could not place on whose it was. He was part of it too. And look at this. Now this is from, like I said before, this is in the building that was across from the bombing. So this is the amount of damage that, this is what they did not fix from the building from across from it. Just to show you how powerful it was, how damaging it was. This is just, like, just imagine what, I mean, like, you don't have to imagine, you've seen it, but, like, the mess across the street, but look what it did to the building just right next to it, well, across from it. What I was talking about, we're gonna get closer, but this is what I'm talking about. So just across that river right here, just across that river, those are chairs of all the victims, 168 chairs. I'm getting choked up talking about it because it's so nice, but the small chairs represent the kids, and the bigger chairs represents the adults. And that tree right there is the same tree that was there that day. I thought this was thought out really well. The bombing happened at 9:02 a.m. on April 19th, 1995. So they have that mural over there. That's 9:01. And then they have this one. Oh, it's blocked by the tree. And then they have this one over here that says 9:03. You can't really see it because of the sun. That means, and then they have all these chairs in the middle to, you know, claim all these lives that at what time they all passed at 9:02 a.m. Yes, it has their names on them. This is Rebecca Needham Anderson. Rest in peace. Back here, we have Robert N. Chipman. Rest in peace. And many more. Look at all these. 168 chairs. I see the small ones. Here's the first one. This is the small one. This is Colton Wade. Oh wow. His mom was talking about Colton in the building. Colton Wade Smith. Rest in peace. And Chase Dalton Smith, that's his brother, I think. Yes, that's his brother. Rest in peace. All these chairs. I can't get to all of them, but like, I think this is my favorite part because I thought this was very clever to, you know, have the big chairs for the adults and the small chairs for the kids. And how they just laid them out. I thought this was very, very clever and very beautiful of a memorial. That tree right there was the same tree day of the bombing. I can't speak, I'm sorry. I'm a little choked up. I just, wow. And here's more of the damage of the building that was across the street from the bombing. You see all that. They left it just to show you how powerful the bomb was. And isn't this part of the building too? The back? The back? I just noticed this. I've been here many times. I just noticed the background.
I believe it was.
Yeah, this is part of the building.
Yeah, they left that up.
Oh my god, I just noticed the back.
Yep, it got damaged.
The damage, I just noticed it.
I think this was the street, Sky.
Yeah.
I think this was the street.
Yeah, right here is where this pond is where the street was.
And I think the truck was parked over here.
And yeah, right here.
And I think
the truck was right here.
Way, I believe.
Yeah. Where we're standing right now is where all the damage was. Yeah, this is all where it was. There was like, you gotta like watch like the documentary. It's all of them on there on YouTube. It's easy to find, but it will give you a better layout than I can, honestly. But this is pretty much the street right here. They're gonna go on the other side because my mom is in the wheelchair. But nothing wrong with her. She just got a bad foot. That's all it is. She gonna kill me for saying that. So happy that I got to do this. I wanted to do this months ago, but then COVID-19 happened, and I was like, damn it. So here is the tree. We're up close now. Oh my gosh, this is so sweet. This tree is so huge, and the fact that it's here. Look at all this. Look how dark it is on this side due to the bombing. You notice how the back is more brown, and the front is darker from the bombing. Each of the 168 chairs symbolize a life lost, with the smaller chairs representing the 19 children killed. Arranged in the 9 rows, one for each of the 9 floors of the building. They were placed according to the floor on which those killed were working or visiting. Damn. Also, yeah, that is true. Like, there was people that didn't even work there. You know, they were just there. It was just wrong place at the wrong time. Team 5, April 1995. We search. Oh, it's kind of hard to read. We search for the truth. We seek justice. The courts require it. The victims cry for it. And God demands it. I love that. And this says, rescue worker originally painted the message on this wall during search and recovery efforts in April 1995. The building on which it is painted was a functioning office building when the bomb exploded across the street. Ceilings collapsed
Walls fell in and glass shards flew throughout the building. Hundreds of people were injured, many critically. Fortunately, no one was killed inside this building. So yeah, I just think it's really, it shows how powerful that bomb was. And it was all in the truck. That's just what makes it so fascinating, is how strong it was. Because, you know, like literally this whole building was just across the street. And as I showed before, that part in the museum on how much destruction just from across the street, and it took out a whole building, like majority of that building. And even though we had 168 people pass away, there was 680, maybe even more people like injured. A lot of people was hurt by this. The American M was surrounded by a parking lot filled with burning vehicles on April 19, 1995. It survived the impact of the explosion and became known as the survivor tree, and an important symbol of resilience to the family members of those killed, survivors, rescue workers, and people around the country. Photographs of this tree date back to the 1920s when it stood in the backyard of a family's home. So this tree was in the back of somebody's house before those buildings, before all this, you know. So this tree has been around. It's been through a lot. It is now 2020. So this is possibly at least 100 years old, this tree. Wow. That's amazing to me because it's been through a lot. The spirit, oh, my voice is echoing. That's interesting. The spirit of this city and this nation will not be defeated. Our deeply rooted faith sustains us. On the way out, I have to show you the fence. I hope this building across the street took a good amount of damage, but nothing compared to what happened over here. All those chairs. It's been 25 years. It's the 25th anniversary. I mean, not anniversary today, but yeah, it's been 25 years. I just realized that. Wow.
Alright, you ready?
It's time to go. Can we stop by? Can we walk by the fence?
I mean, by the time I walk all the way down there and take the picture, that's bad.
Well, we'll walk through the fence then. I'm doing good so far. This is probably the most dedicated vlog I've had so far, because I really wanted to see this. And a co-worker at my job was like, take pictures for me. So I was like, oh, you know what? That is true. I could probably vlog this. I didn't take really any pictures, really, because I just want to talk, really. I'm gonna go where the fence is. I want to show where the fence is. So I'm gonna show where the fence is and what it looks like. I remember the very first time that I came to this memorial. The very first time, it was in 5th grade, and we were studying up on it. It was a field trip, and we, like, literally as soon as the bus pulled up in the front, I started crying. I genuinely did. We were studying up on it for so long, and I saw this fence on the videos, just people paying their respects. I saw it, the videos, and I just couldn't take it. Like, it just hit me like right away. This is her picture faded after all these years, but this is Susan Jane Farrell. Rest in peace. This is recent. Never forgotten. It's the brothers, Colton and Chase Smith. We saw their mom talk about them, and we saw their chairs. Kathy Lehman. Rest in peace. She flipped over before I could get to her. In the loving memory of Courtney McRaven. Rest in peace. Look at that. I don't know their names, but rest in peace. It's good to see that people are still adding. And there's Kathy Lynn again. It's good to see that people are still adding to the fence years later. You know, this is 2020 and people are still adding. And this, we saw her before too. Julie Marie Welch. Rest in peace. And here's Susan. She was very pretty. Rest in peace. Oh, this concludes my vlog for the day. I'm about to head home, back to Tulsa. I really thought about this, but it was really nice to, you know, come back after all these years. This is my third trip here, and I will definitely be coming back. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog and took some information about it. And also, I hope it motivates you to want to, you know. Guys, I'm ready. I hope this motivates you. I hope this motivates you guys to want to come and experience this too. I pray that one day I can go to the 9/11 memorial, but that's all the way in New York, and I gotta save up for that. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.